Suppose a patient coming with just recovering from syncope. So on syncope he will have some abnormality. So level of consciousness, whenever examiner asks you that what are the positive findings in your general examination in favor of your diagnosis. Sir, my patient is cooperative and conscious, well-oriented and time-present person. Now, patient, starting with the patient vitals, patient pulse rate, I will most importantly CVS, pulse, JBP and blood pressure and edema. In general examination, vital edema is also very important and pallor assessment. Okay. Now, pallor is absent. Suppose pallor is absent, edema is present. Suppose this scenario on contrast of this in relation with this example of this scenario. Okay, so I will position the patient. I have examined. Suppose his pulse rate is 100 beats per minute, irregularly irregular, normal volume, normal in character, but irregularly irregular. Okay, his all the pulse, peripheral pulse were intact. Okay, symmetrically. Okay, and there is no radioradial delay or radiofemoral delay. Okay, condition of the arterial wall is normal. Now coming to blood pressure. His systolic blood pressure is 110 with 110 mm of mercury and diastolic is 70 mm of mercury. Okay, and has been examined at the level of heart in lying down position, right arm. Okay, JBP is raised. Neck veins are engorged. JBP is raised and it is 8 cm above the sternal angle. Okay. Now edema is present, pallor is absent. Okay. Now coming to the cardiovascular system examination. Cardiovascular system examination comprising of 3 parts: inspection, palpation, auscultation. Okay. In inspection, I will inspect from the lateral, from panoramic view from above, then from lateral side, then from foot end or head end to localize the apical impulse. First aim, apical impulse, precordium and beyond the precordium. Now, 2 things. We have to localize for apical impulse, we have to see for apical impulse and other beyond the precordium, all the other areas. Epigastric region, suprasternal region, supraclavicular region, left parasternal and right parasternal region. Okay. Then I have looked for the, suppose I have seen his apical impulse in relation to the nipple, it's down and lateral to the left nipple. Okay, I will write. This is one of the positive findings. Then I will write there is no visible pulsation in the epigastric region, left parasternal area, right parasternal area. Okay, accordingly, whatever findings I have got in this patient. Suppose in relation to the example I have got, the patient is having pulsation over the visible impulse over the left parasternal area. Suppose I will write this patient of rheumatic heart disease, left parasternal area, pulsation present. Then I anterior chest wall, posterior chest wall I will inspect. Okay, from back in sitting position, from back and forward. Second point, condition of the skin, overlying skin. There is no extravision, no color changes, no cyanosis, or no undue elevation or depression. Okay, no scar mark. Scar mark thakile scar mark likhin, scar mark nai will not write. Okay, if you get time, you write all the points. If you don't get time, just write apical impulse seen and left parasternal area pulsation seen in inspection, and no other visible pulsation in precordium and beyond the precordium. No visible superficial veins. Okay, then come to palpation. In palpation, I'll have to localize his apex beat. I'll start pulsation, palpating with my palp of my fingers. First apical area, I will try to localize the apical impulse what I have got in inspection. I will first place my hand over the apical area, and I will try to localize with one finger at first. Then with point of the finger, I will pinpoint the pulsation. Suppose I am getting the pulsation, I will mark with steel pencil there. Then I will have to calculate the distance from the mid-clavicular line. I will have to draw, or I have to mark the mid-clavicular line from left sternoclavicular joint to the acromion process. I will join with a scale, and the mid point of the scale I will draw a imaginary line. Then I will have to measure the distance of the point of the apex bead and the line. Suppose this is 1.25 centimeter. Normally it is 1.25 centimeter medial to the left mid clavicular line in the fifth intercostal space. Then I have to confirm the space also from the angle of Lewis, corresponding angle, second intercostal space, third intercostal, fourth and fifth. Okay, fifth intercostal space 1.25 centimeter. Normally I anticipate apex bead to be medial to the mid clavicular line 1.2 centimeter. But in this case of pneumatic heart disease, I have got apex bead lateral and downwards 5 centimeter downwards than the fifth intercostal space and 2 centimeter lateral to the left mid clavicular line. Okay, and the apex bead is hyperdynamic and it is associated with thrill. Okay, now I will describe the apex bead in this patient in one sentence. Apex bead is fed in the 6th intercostal space 5 centimeter down to the 5th intercostal space and 2 centimeter lateral to the mid clavicular line, and it is hyperdynamic and associated with thrill. Hyperdynamic type and associated with thrill. Okay, in one line you have to describe. Then we have to look for other area pulsation. Then after apical impulse is over, apex bead is over, tricuspid area no pulsation, pulmonary area yes, one pulsation I am getting in this patient. I have to write. Okay, then I am getting pulsation over the aortic area. I will write. Okay, but then again I have to check for thrill. Pulsation gone. Now thrill like this with the base of the fingers. Thrill I have checked in apex bead like this. Then left parasternal area, right parasternal area. Then I look for heave with the base of the hand. Left parasternal area, right parasternal area. Then I look for pulsation in the epigastric region with 3 fingers. Okay, in the epigastrium like this. If there is right ventricular hypertrophy, I will feel pulsation on the tip of the finger. If there is pulsation over the index finger, it is coming from the left lobe of the finger. Okay, if it is down beneath the palm of the finger, it is coming from aorta. Tip of the finger, right ventricle, suggestive of right ventricular hypertrophy. Suppose in this patient I am getting pulses from the tip of the finger, it is suggestive of right ventricular hypertrophy. Now, what are my positive findings in inspection? In inspection, apex bead I have seen lateral downwards to the nipple. Then visible pulsation over the left parasternal area. Visible pulsation in the apical impulse is seen. Left parasternal area visible pulsation and it is shifted to lateral and downwards. No other abnormality in inspection. In palpation, I have got LV type of apex bead with hyperdynamic in character. Okay, and it is associated with thrill, and there is presence of thrill in the left parasternal area and heave of grade 3 and along with epigastric pulsation. Suppose in this patient of multivalvular heart disease in the background. Okay, now I will go to auscultation. Percussion we don't do because percussion is obsolete now, because percussion as the patient is in atrial fibrillation, irregular pulse suggestive of atrial fibrillation. If we do percussion, it may dislodge an emboli or thrombus to central nervous system, arterial blood supply. It may result into CVA. Okay, that's why we don't do percussion. Now I will go to auscultation. With this background, we come to know this patient is having left ventricular hypertrophy with thrill suggestive of that, and right ventricular hypertrophy along with right ventricular hypertrophy in atrial fibrillation suggestive that I may get murmur. So in the background, with all those concepts S1, S2, S3, S4, opening stent, clicks, rub, murmur, okay, you have to keep those things on your mind. You have to auscultate. Now I will auscultate with one flow, but I will consider all the 9 points in my thought process. These 9 points on auscultation you have to consider in any auscultation. Normal heart auscultation or any disease, any time in your life if you use auscultation. If anybody asks you to auscultate his heart, you have to use these 9 points. First point, I will check the stethoscope, whether it is okay or not, and whether it is diaphragm is okay or not. Is okay. Now I will turn the face of the patient to the opposite side, expose the patient. It should be shirtless, no clothes should be there. But I am doing now. Now, at first I ausculted area number 1. You just try to imagine the area number 1, what I have drawn that picture. At one go, I will start auscultation, I will finish auscultation, okay? Everything. উশাহটো লোৱা, উশাহ লোৱা, ৰখাই দিয়া, উশাহটো এৰাও, ৰখাই দিওঁ, আকৌ উশাহটো লোৱা, ৰখাই দিওঁ, এৰি দিওঁ, এইফালে কাটি হৈ দিওঁ, মই যেতিয়া কম হাতটো এনেকৈ কৰিব, মই যেতিয়া কম হাতটো এনেকৈ কৰিব, কৰা, কৰক, এৰি দিয়ক, কৰক, so I have performed first, I have identified heart sound, S1 and S2. Second, I have identified, right, number 1 point, I have identified heart sound, S1 and S2. Second, I identified first heart sound, okay. I have identified first heart sound in all the areas. Comparing with the carotid artery pulsation, I have completed my identification of first heart sound, which was my first aim, in all the 4 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4. While coming back, I have identified S2 and I have completed all the 4 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, S1 gulo ako 4, 3, 2, 1, S2 compound korilu. Tarpisot, third point, whether S1 is loud or not, I have seen. Whether S1 is soft or not, I have seen. Whether S1 is variable or not, I have seen. Keeping the stethoscope for a little more duration here in the apical area. Variation of S1 is complete. He has no abnormality. Suppose normally, but if the example patient, if I take, there is variable intensity S1. Anticipated, irregular, as anticipated, because irregular pulse, mitral regurgitation, patient having complaining of palpitation on and off, atrial fibrillation on, tarpisot, etu patient er khetrot, normally, 5th point I salu, variation of S1, 6th point, variation of S2, whether it is loud A2 or loud P2, whether there is split is normal or not, whether there is wide split, whether there is fixed split, whether there is reverse split, okay, and there is whether there is physiological split. 7th point, 8th point, any added sound, S3, S4. He is having heart failure. I may get S3. So I have again, after completing this sound, again I have checked for S3, no S3. Suppose. Then again I have concentrated on my sound murmur. Now he is having murmur also. I have put my whole concentration on the murmur. Best heart, location, pratham, timing, systolic or diastolic. I have confirmed with carotid pulsation, comparing with carotid pulsation. Then timing, systolic or diastolic, then duration, whether it is holosystolic, mid systolic or RD diastolic or mid diastolic or late diastolic. Then I have compared, then I have seen the best heart position, location, whether it is high pitch. I have confirmed with high pitch and low pitch. Murmur to low pitch hoye, then high pitch hoye, I have confirmed number 11 position, number 11 point. Then I have confirmed what? The radiation. Then I have confirmed the radiation. From here, from 1 to direct, I was looking for 4. I have omitted 2 and 3. Radiation of 2 towards apex, suggestive of posterior leaflet involvement. Okay, a posterior anterior leaflet involvement. Okay, so I was looking for that, and associated with any low pitch diastolic murmur or not. If there is multivalvular involvement, MR with MS, there may be in diastole murmur and low pitch soft diastolic murmur in MS also. We have to look for any other murmur. Okay, in relation to example of this patient. Now auscultation, kiman time lagega? Hardly 2 minutes. You need practice. Okay, you need practice, you will get. Now normal heart sound, you can hear him, you can auscultate him, any doubt you can ask. Okay, you hear the normal heart sound.